Hey, welcome to Boardgame Bonkers MG series. What we're going to do is a bit of a recap from the previous month in September. So we're going to run through some videos you might have missed out. But before we get started, please do consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so, and it's much appreciated. And I hope you enjoy this new feature. And if you want us to continue doing a bit of a recap at the start of each month for the previous month, please let us know in the comments down below. So I'm just going to have a look, let's see what we've got. But before we get into the videos that you've missed, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some stats. So the YouTube Studio actually gives you some kind of end of the week stats at the end of the month. I want to share them with you. It's quite fun to have a look at them, and then we'll dive straight in and have a look at the videos that you might have missed. And I'll put all the links in the description down below, so you don't have to worry about going on to the playlist, although the playlist does list them all, so you've got into different categories. So it's really easy to find the videos, but we'll make it even easier by putting the links in the description down below. So let's have a look at our screen and see these statistics the YouTube Studio gives you, which is quite fun. So between the period of 25th to the 1st of October, we had over 1,200 views on the videos, which is really good. That's a significant uptake from the previous months. That's really good. And if we go into the next stat, what it does is it gets you to kind of have a look at what's the most viewed video, the top three. As you can see, we've got 10 board game accessories, 10 ways to protect your board games, and extreme unboxing, which is really good. So I'm glad that a lot of people have been looking at that and seeing what games come in to Board Game Bonkers. And it tells me how many links and shares. A big, much appreciated for those who are sharing the videos. So a big thank you to you doing that. And also liking our videos as well, giving a thumbs up. It really helps because the algorithm picks those videos up and others can see them in their feed as well. And only 6 comments, so that we want to get people more involved as a community. So we'd love to hear from you. I respond to all the comments, and I really like to engage with you as well. I love to hear your thoughts, so please get involved as much as you can. And then it plays a little game. It asks you to pick what you think is the most viewed video. Obviously, between that period, 25th to the 1st of October, 10 board game accessories was viewed the most, although the overall video, 10 ways to protect your board games, was actually viewed the most, over 2,000 views, which is great. So let's dive into the videos that you might have missed. So early in September, at the start of it, we did a free links review. We looked at 3 different board games. And if you've got children, you might like to take a look at this, because I covered 3 children's board games. Now, my children are quite a bit older. We've got one aged 7 and one aged 11. So they quite enjoy playing games. This was Charlie Detective that we went through. We also covered Deep Sea Adventure. And Deep Sea Adventure is quite an interesting game. It's for families as well, so it's not just for kids. And we also covered another game, which was Draftosaurus. I really like Draftosaurus. It's a great drafting game. And listen, this is not just for kids. This is for adults, families as well. This game I'll be keeping in my collection. So what else did we cover? We also covered UK board game online shops, because we felt that a lot of people would like to see where do you get the best deals from. So we covered that and went through all the different shops. We did actually cover one interesting one called Temu. Now, we were actually going through Trustpilot as well to see whether they were safe to use, and we actually tried Temu ourselves. And what I would suggest is that you don't buy games from Temu because they're counterfeit. However, we do explain that in the video after we purchase a couple, but I might do a separate video and actually show you the games that we purchased and see if you can suss out whether they are counterfeit or not. But if you want us to do that, let us know in the comments down below. So what else did we cover? Well, we also covered a unboxing of Brew. So if you haven't seen that, do check it out. Brew is a kind of small box game. And what you'll see is that there aren't too many pieces. That work I'm not too keen on. But it's quite a small kind of game with a little bit of a punch to it and fairly straightforward, but it still has a bit of strategy. So it's worth checking that unboxing if that interests you. And we also covered a Agricola Family Edition. So Family Edition is obviously a much streamlined version of Agricola. I played the original, quite like Agricola. I just don't like the brutalness of if you don't feed your people, you get crippled by, I think it's -6 points. Now we did notice when we were recording and doing videos, there's a lot of green. The camera, as you can see, struggles to pick up the colour. That's because the aperture, the size of the lens essentially, if it's too small, there's not enough light getting in, it struggles to recognise, especially orange and green, and it struggles if there's too much of that one particular colour, as you've seen in that video. We actually re-recorded this 5 times, but Agricola, the Family Edition, I really enjoy this. Fun, super fun game, and it's great because you can get the whole family involved, and it's much more streamlined. I actually did a bit of an upgrade on this by introducing some expansions, my personal own expansion. I put this in Board Game Geek, so if you want to check that out, have a look at the review that I did. And we also had a look at the unboxing of Dominion, the second edition. Now, the second edition is pretty much the same as the first edition. There's only a couple of changes to the cards. There wasn't too much of a difference apart from that. So if you're interested in having a look at it, please check that out. So what else did we do in June, September? We also did a free links review on Dice Ask People. So we looked at 3 different board games. We've got Yukon Airways, which I highly recommend. Check it out. It's a fantastic game. I really do enjoy it, especially if you like dice games. What else did we have a look at? We also had a look at in this review Fantastic Factories. I know it's a very well liked game, Fantastic Factories, but we've got our own viewpoint on it as well. But it's a fun dice game, and if you want to know more about it, we won't talk too much, check it out. We also covered Dice Hospital as well. So when we looked at Dice Hospital, first time I played this, I was actually quite surprised what would be too puzzly, but it isn't. Check out the review on that and see what you think of it. But it's a really interesting game, much better than I thought. So what else did we cover in September? We also covered 10 ways to protect your board games. So this was a really well viewed video. I was quite surprised and shocked. I wasn't expecting so many people to actually watch the video. And we covered quite a lot of different areas. And what we wanted to do is give some factual content in terms of the heat and the humidity levels and what you should be keeping your room at. If you want to know more about that, please check that video out if you haven't already done so. It's a really good video, covers 10 great ways and solutions to protect your board games, and most of which are affordable. We also did an update on the channel, and we went through updates about why the channel started, what was going on in the channel, what will be coming out in the future. So if you want to know more about that, please check that update out, and it gives you a bit of a background as to why we started the channel. We also covered Axis, Allies and Zombies unboxing, and we actually did this. Originally, the first video was going to be looking at weird and strange board games. We didn't actually get a chance to get that video out yet. We will do. And one of the games we actually got was Axis, Allies and Zombies. So you want to check that unboxing out, please do. And we also covered a couple more videos. We did a review on Raptor. Raptor is a 2-player game where you're kind of dinosaurs and scientists against each other. Really fun. Nice, simple, straightforward, but it does have a bit of strategy to it as well. And there's also a little bit, very little, that's more strategy and tactics that you'll be deploying. It's quite interesting. I was surprised at this 2-player game, and check that review out to have a look at what my thoughts are. And we also covered 10 board game accessories. 10 board game accessories was quite well received, and we looked at various different accessories that help not only with your storage, but other useful ways in terms of accessories that will help with your board game collections, especially the life counters here. I really liked using them because I've got a few games where there's no way of tracking your health. It's got a stupid card system that I hate, and these life counters make life a lot easier when you're playing those games. So check that out, some useful tips there. And finally, we recently did a free links review, a second part on, again, children's board games. And we've got here Dragon's Breath. I actually like Dragon's Breath probably more than the kids. We covered the key as well, which is actually quite an interesting game. It's quite tricky for kids to get their heads around, but this is not just for kids, this is for adults as well. It's really simple and straightforward. So it's a good family game to play. And Kids Chronicles. Fantastic game, highly recommend that. I would check that out. My daughter really enjoyed this. If you want to know more, check out the free length review on children's board games. And that brings us to the end. That's a recap for September. If you've missed any of those videos, we'll put the links in the descriptions down below so you can check them out. And please do consider liking these videos, comment down below, let us know what you think about this recap for the month. Is this too late? Do you want us to bring us out a bit earlier in the month? Do you want us to bring it out at this time, earlier the second week of the following month? Let us know in the comments down below, and let us know if you want us to do this every month. I suppose the more likes and comments we get, we know that's what you want us to keep on doing, and we want to create a community. We want to create videos that you want us to do. And we have got a few videos coming out this month in October, so please do continue to look at our videos. We've got a few different types of videos coming out as well, so stay tuned for that. And thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care.